The National Hellenic Student Association of North America is an umbrella group for Hellenic student organizations of universities throughout Canada and the United States. The NHSA is the largest Greek student and young professional organization in North America, with over 50 member chapters. The group promotes Hellenism, education, mentorship, and the unity of the Greek community. With us to talk about the group is a good personal friend of mine, Fotis Karantonis. Fotis was born and raised in the heart of Toronto's Greek town. He received his Bachelor of Commerce from the Ted Rogers School of Management at Ryerson University, majoring in hospitality and tourism management. Today, Fotis is the first Canadian president of the NHSA. Fotis, welcome to the show.
Yes, Panagiotti. Hello, Poyerma. How are you?
It's great to see you. It's been a while since we met up, and luckily we can keep in contact via Zoom.
Honestly, we're embracing now this virtual reality that we're in. Better than nothing. At least we get to connect and continue connecting with everyone, continue our friendship through virtual means.
Exactly. So let's talk about the NHSA. What is the group's mission?
Well, what we like to do is provide guidance to our member chapters, the Hellenic student university groups throughout Canada and the US. And we provide a variety of events and initiatives that help guide them through their academic careers, as well as to transition later on to their professional lives.
So you're no longer a student, but you're still a member of the group?
Yes. The way our constitution works is you are allowed to be on the board a certain amount of years after graduation. I started being on the board in my last year at Ryerson as Toronto Regional Director. I had that role for 2 years, and then I was elected into Director of Operations, so after my graduation. And now in my 4th year on the board, I am president.
So what does the NHSA do for its members in the Greek diaspora?
Well, we like to offer events that act as a guide, as a means of networking with one another. For example, last September, we had a virtual meet and greet event where we had representatives from all of our university member chapters attend, and they had a chance to network with one another. The NHSA provided guidance and information on how they can network for speakers and recruit membership, some funding tips here and there. We also like to promote their events on social media as much as possible. And then we host events like our biannual conventions, where we do have that in the spring and in the fall. And we do it in a different city in North America each time. It's weekend long, and we have a variety of events like conferences, networking events, social and touring events throughout the weekend. We have more recently our annual beach cleanup, where we take a group of people to a beach in the greater Athens area, and we essentially clean up garbage from a beach and enjoy the Greek weather while doing it. We also have scholarship opportunities. We give access to internships, and we work with charitable organizations to fundraise for better causes.
So can we talk a little bit about these internships and these charitable organizations? For instance, what kind of internships are we talking about?
One of them would be on our website, we give access to a program called CLIO, where we have a registration form that essentially for medical students to go and have that internship experience in Greece.
So everything has to do with taking Greek Canadian and Greek American students and allowing them to work in Greece and to experience Greece firsthand?
For that program, yes, we do give access to our website for that initiative. More recently, we worked with the Odyssey group. They are developing a podcast, and we have been recruiting youths to essentially become interviewers for that podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
what
a
is the
variety of
topic?
experiences for Greece, but then also we like to promote opportunities for right here in North America as well.
And what is the topic of the podcast?
The podcast will have actually different episodes, and more information will be posted on that in the coming month. But it will be a variety of topics from science, social, psychological. There's going to be a variety of fields covered.
So it sounds like the NHSA can help somebody put the building blocks for a bright future working within the Greek community. How did you get involved
Yes,
in the
absolutely.
NHSA? And how does anyone
Pardon?
get involved with the group?
Well, one way would be is on our website, we have two ways of application. One is a university group can apply to become a university member chapter. And we also have an option for individual membership as well. It's free of charge, and we welcome whoever would like to be a member. Now, traditionally, we were more of a university student-based group. However, in the ongoing years, we have noticed engagement with graduates, young professionals, and even people into their late 20s and 30s.
So you're the first Canadian president of the group. Let's talk a little bit about that. How
Yes.
did that happen, first of all?
Well, back when I started as Toronto Regional Director, I was the only Canadian on the board. And so, actually to backtrack even more, how I first heard about NHSA is in 2012, they had their first Toronto convention. And that's where I heard about it when I was at Ryerson and being engaged there with the Hellenic Students Association. And so after that convention, I kept in close communication with the NHSA chairman, Costa Oranitsas. And from then, we always kept in communication for me to help promote NHSA to Toronto universities. While I was president at Ryerson for 2 years, I tried to always promote the conventions to get Toronto participation going. And throughout my time at Ryerson, towards the end, Costa and I got to talking, and he thought I'd be a great candidate to be a Toronto Regional Director. So I applied for that role, and I was appointed in my last year at Ryerson. And then I had that role for 2 years. And since then, I've been working hard to gain Canadian engagement with NHSA to expand NHSA's network into Canada. And I'm proud to say that this year, as being president, I also have other Canadians on the board with me. Our treasurer, Nia Drimonis, our current Toronto Regional Director, Christina Valkanas, and our Montreal-Ottawa Regional Director, Antonia Makris. So it's needless to say the least, we are growing our presence in Canada each year strongly.
So are most Greek Canadian student groups in Canada members of the NHSA?
Yes, I would say that at least in the GTA, we have most of the schools are current members, and we're always looking for more universities to have that official membership as well.
So let's say I'm the president of a Greek Students Association at a university in British Columbia. How do I apply to become a member?
Well, you can go on our website, NHSAofAmerica.org, and on our membership section, you'll see a portion for university member chapters. You fill out some information, it takes 5 minutes max, and you're in. Follow us on social media and connect with us through there, and we can get in contact and start engaging how we can promote your events, how we can work together to help that HSA, and we go from there.
So on a more personal level, have you faced any challenges working with our neighbors down south?
You know, the beautiful thing is we're all Greek diaspora in North America, and we all have very similar upbringings, and we have the same goals and similar values for the most part. So really, it came really easy and seamless to work together. I remember my first board meeting when I was Toronto Regional Director, and it was just, I was amazed to see the similarities and flow of conversation that we had when I attended my first overseas cross-border convention in Philadelphia, and I met my fellow board members for the first time. I felt an instant connection, and actually it was my birthday weekend. They gave me a bit of a birthday surprise with a cake and all that. So they were very welcoming, actually. They were very kind.
That's nice.
And, never any real issues like that, no.
So how is the NHSA dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic? What have some of the challenges been?
Well, for one, we wanted to have our Toronto convention last year in spring. Mm-hmm. However, right, COVID happened and we had to reevaluate what we can do. So we didn't have a convention last spring, and we had hoped for last fall to be able to have the convention here. But we had to reevaluate again, and we held our first virtual conference.
Yes.
It was very exciting. We had the opportunity in that case to host a variety of speakers, many locations, which wouldn't have been possible. People in Greece were able to speak as well. So we learned from that conference, and now we're doing another virtual convention this coming spring. And we've learned from the past conference, and we're expanding with more events and things going on that given convention weekend. And hopefully we'll have the Toronto convention next fall. But we've, again, utilized Zoom a lot. How I said before, we had a very successful meet and greet Zoom event in September. And because of Greece's 200-year anniversary for their independence, we've created an initiative called Greece 200, where we've hosted a variety of cultural virtual events to help engage with Greek culture in honor of the bicentennial.
That sounds amazing. And last year's convention sounded pretty interesting. The virtual convention included some big names like Greek ministers Haris Theocharis and Adonis Georgiadis, and the mayor of Athens, Kostas Bakoyannis. Yeah. So I know it's a little early, but what about this year's convention? Any big names?
Well, all will be revealed in the near future. We have a variety of topics that will be presented. Being the year of the bicentennial celebration, there may be some, I'll say, some important words being said by some important people. Mm-hmm. And we are also having it's been 3 years since we've been working with one of our scholarship collaborators, the Ariston Foundation. So we're going to be paying a tribute to that, as well as we've learned that in this present day that health and well-being is of the utmost importance. And we've learned from the past and these present times. We're really looking forward to growing into the future positively. And so we'll be touching upon that as well.
I'm glad that you bring up the future. So what are the NHSA's future goals, other than, I assume, expanding in Canada?
You took the words out of my mouth, Panayoti. I love it. Exactly. Being the first Canadian president, I really want to keep pushing the network of NHSA into Canada, working with the Hellenic student associations that are here, working with organizations that are created of Greeks here as well. And one of my projects that I want to accomplish is getting a full non-for-profit registration here in Canada for NHSA. That's one of my goals to accomplish during my presidency.
So I assume you've already put that process in motion, correct?
We've been looking into that process, and we're in the starting stages of that, and we're going to keep working on that until we accomplish it.
That sounds amazing. I want to wish you the best of luck. And because we're wrapping up slowly by slowly, is there anything you would like to add at the end or say to our viewers and listeners? Especially the younger people who are listening.
Yeah. I would say to our next generation of Greek Canadian, Greek American leaders, or next generation leaders in Greece or in Cyprus or wherever you are living right now. Follow your passion, stay disciplined, engage with like-minded individuals, and always try to expand your horizons and experience whatever you can. And always remember your heritage, honor where you are currently. And we're all here essentially, whether we're doing something Greek related, whether I'm doing something Canadian related, we're all here trying to create a better future for everyone. And so whatever your passion is, follow that and have fun doing it.
That's an amazing message. Foti, thank you so much for being with us.
Hope to see you soon.
Likewise. That was Fotis Karantonis, the president of the National Hellenic Student Association of North America.